Mtg-Workshop.
Fire first thing.
No, I am going to, because he is coaching a youth basketball team, and a game got rescheduled for tonight in Murphy. Wanted to provide an update to the board and to everyone in the county on Oak Valley Hardwood. We have worked with the Department of Energy and Natural Resources to obtain the necessary air quality permits for them to get up and running. Of course, it wasn't a major undertaking. They have, the level of air quality permitting required for the operation of running a kiln operation is much less restrictive than what it was for the operation that was at Stanley Furniture. They've made the application, and so they can start to begin operations. They're in the process of bringing in a new boiler. They're not going to run the old dry dust boilers that were on site. That is not real conducive to their type of operation. They need to be able to burn green dust, and they have another boiler at another location that they're going to be bringing in and putting up to heat those kilns. Best guess is that they anticipate starting the hiring process hopefully within the next couple of months. They have already brought a very few people on board out here at the plant, but they need to get that boiler up and running and start getting some heat going in those kilns. Initially, it's just a dry kiln operation. They'll be purchasing lumber from other sawmills in Graham County and other sawmills in the area, bringing it here, drying it out, packaging it up, and shipping it out. Perhaps in the future, they will expand. They have intentions of expanding into perhaps a sawmill if demand is there for timber available for surface land, things like that. And then we're also continuing to work with them on, if there's a need and they don't see or if they don't see a need to utilize all of the available space to perhaps put another industry elsewhere in the building if that fits their business model. So as all of those things are getting going, we're getting the grant process going, and they have all of those initial grants that we got rolling. There's job requirements for those grants to get them going, and there'll be additional grants. Another one that I want to discuss with you as a board about tonight through the North Carolina Rural Center that we need your approval to be able to proceed on. To help them with some further renovations to the facility and modifications that they will need to make some needed changes in order to better utilize the space. That grant is, it doesn't have any county dollars that would need to be appropriated into it. It's from the North Carolina Rural Center. It's a $500,000 grant. It's based on 100 jobs. And they would have to have 100 jobs in order to draw down that full amount of money. It would require a 5% match, in which they would have to provide the match to the grant. And it's more or less the the building reuse program, similar to what was at the Rural Center before. And whenever we go into the regular session, I would just need approval from the Board of Commissioners to be able to seek this grant for the company. And like I said, it's based on job numbers.
Well, if all we're gonna do is dry lumber, I mean, Lynn, how many people was working out there before? As far as drying, running in the kilns with dry lumber?
In the lumberyard part, there was only about 15 or 16.
Yeah.
But that took care of,
Yeah.
dry kiln and all. But
But
they'll never put 100 people to work drying lumber.
Well, now, understand, if they can only draw down enough money based on the amount of jobs that they produce. So, I mean, it's not like you would just go in there and you would get $500,000 and then, all of a sudden you don't have the jobs. You have to show the jobs and then the money's drawn down. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if they decide to expand operations and they have another aspect to the business that they haven't discussed with us yet, and it adds another component of jobs elsewhere within that facility, then, they would qualify to meet the criteria.
So they don't have to have 100 employees to get the grant, but they have to have 100 employees before they start drawing money.
That's right. It's a job-based grant. And it's separate from, the
And will
other,
administer that grant, the county?
the county would be the administrator.
They got to get 100 employees before they can get any money?
No, it's tiered. It's based down, so you got what, per, $500,000 per 100 employees, so you got what, $20,000 per job. The requirements for the match for the Rural Center grants used to be a lot more stringent than that, and surprisingly enough, they've reduced the amount of match that's required for companies, but they've also restricted the ability for the programs that qualify, I guess. So it changed the landscape in which how the money's used, but then again, in some ways they reduced the restrictions. There's never any money dropped down, there's never any jobs produced, nothing on the line. But it's an opportunity to help, move things along. Absolutely. That's all I have there. Discussion. Well, the town of Robbinsville here, I think, there's been a lot of discussion and a lot of interest throughout the county and the towns, town of Robbinsville over healthcare. And I think it's important. We wanted to make sure everyone knows that we are working together and diligently to find real healthcare solutions in Graham County. There are some opportunities that we are looking into to bring, healthcare access to Graham County. Better access, I should say, that is needed here due to our remote location and things like that. We've been working for some time, probably a little over a year, as the town has. Along with us, with Department of Health and Human Services, to develop the needs assessment and to figure out the path that is the best course for us to take. I found out early on that this is it's not an overnight project, as with most anything in government, but this one is really something that is taken a lot of time. Healthcare is a big nut to crack. And, you know, and depending on what form that you're talking about, you're in a whole different conversation really, really quick. You know, whether you're talking about urgent care, federally qualified health centers, rural health centers, critical access, specialty care, all of the above. You know, you really have to figure that out, and it's tough. But we're sorting that out, and we're out there trying to develop that needs analysis and partner with other agencies at state level who have been great to work with. And we hope that we can be able to share something concrete before long. But I know that there are a lot of people who are asking and wondering and seeing what's going on, but it is being worked on very, very hard. And I don't know if the town wants to add anything to that. I've talked too much on it.
Well, I was talking to Bobby here a week or so ago, and they've got access to some money. It looks like they may need some kind of a little go-between between the county and the town, keep everybody on the same page.
Yes, sir. I'm with you. And I think that's something that we're working better at to you know, to be in communication as to you know, if there's something out there that can excuse me, you know, that can benefit a project like that moving forward, then, you know, we're sharing that information and trying to, you know, make sure we're all rowing the boat in the same direction.
Do we have any idea which way we need to go as of now?
You know, in so many ways, because I'll be honest with you, I'm not an expert on, you know, healthcare facilities and, you know, developing those types of needs. You know, I think that a lot of it is finding the right partner, you know, to shoulder up with and sort of take it to the next level. Because, you know, without someone that's already in the game, you know, that you can, you know, get on board with it. You know, you're not going to be able to do it on your own. We're not going to be able to become experts in this overnight ourselves. And we never will. But we're certainly willing to work with whomever is able to, you know, support the vision of what we need for Grant County.
You get me some of them funding places, Bobby? Some of those sources?
Yeah, that ain't no problem. I think the big thing, you know, we flew in the big thought we was gonna build urgent care. We found out we're not big enough to build urgent care. It's gonna have some help. Let's get down to a county level. If we could get a team leader, we need somebody that's gonna lead this project, one person. And maybe a couple of us working with them both ways. I think we all been shaking the same grapevine at different times, and I think if we do it together as a town and county, we might get some stuff done. But there was 7 urgent care built in North Carolina last year. Same thing, you know, we're looking at doing. If they can do it, we can. And most of those little counties and towns that's done it, they have about the same problem we do. They have one big health provider comes in, and you know, Mission has just about bought everything around, I think. I think the clinic's gonna be more of a referral service for Mission up here now. You know, that's what, there ain't gonna be much going on up there at the clinic, I don't think. You know, we've had several people, we don't think we ought to go into any more meetings till the town and county decide what they want, you know, us to get. I think y'all ought to lead this thing. I really do. I mean, we're limited to how far we can go from city limit to city limit. Y'all are not, you know, we can go countywide. If you all do a new building, if you wanted to do a new urgent care, what our part could be is trying to find funds to get water and sewer up to you know, whatever. And I think that's a big issue, is having a place to do it and a building to do it in. Most of these doctors that I've talked to, the problem they have going in the small community is their rent price. You know, they come in and somebody wants $1,000 a month for a doctor's office. In 2 months, they want $1,250 a month for a doctor's office. That's one thing that's keeping them out here, and space. We don't have the space. Anything we do in the county right now or town, we're depending on another agency outside of this county. One of us is gonna have to own a building. That's the first thing. I mean, one of us is gonna have to buy the building. There's a lot of programs out there. That reuse program, I really like it. I think you're eligible for up to $2 million on a reuse program. That's for an old building. We can't find nothing to reuse. Several little counties down, I can't remember one on, some of the Pamco County, they took their old fire hall, and it's a big one, and converted it into urgent care and built a new fire hall, which that sounds stupid, but I was talking to Keith about it, where they had $206,000 in their fire hall when they built a new one. With that reuse program, they got a grant for $2.9 million, and they converted it into a urgent care facility. It's got 3 hospital beds in it now that they can hold you overnight.
There's not big restrictions on building parks.
Not like, right. And I think Hickory Construction, they moved into an old schoolhouse yesterday in Greensboro. Matter of fact, a private company putting another medical facility in a schoolhouse down there. They're revamping it through some grant money that was reuse money. Basically, everything's going back to Melanie Adams. Mr. Beachy's pretty much got a lot of contacts and a lot of people we can talk to get some of these grants and can steer us in the right way.
I don't have a clue how to go about it.
Well, we've got a lot of partners that we've been working with in the state, so we'll be coming together soon to, hopefully have a clear path forward.
Yeah.
And to be
You never get everybody working on the same thing, will it?
Oh, we will.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Bobby said, it's a, excuse me, this project, Valley Bomb, I think, it got initiated about, June of 2013 or something like that, I mean, whenever we started talking with DHHS and got the wheels turning and, and then you get those kind of things. So, we just, those types of analysis and, things you need to get it going, it takes a lot longer than I thought it would. We're coming close to the point to where we can lay it out on the table and see who wants to get the boat with it. All right? And I think we'll have some success. I hope so.
Anything else? Workshop session.
That's all I have, sir.
You got a lot to talk about.
were talking about this with Steve Owens and all that, and nobody ever does either, because nobody knows how to do this thing, they pay him, that knows how to